Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this another brand new day. Yes, indeed, a brand new day, and that is a good thing. Yay! We have all, well, those of us watching and surviving the day, have managed to survive another day. We are continuing to metabolize, and that's a good thing. Life is motion, life is movement, and when you stop moving, well, so thumbs up on that. And for the Shelton, Washington weather report last night when I went walkies, it was getting chill, but it was starry sky. That's a good thing. Itchy nose. And right outside there is sun through the trees, sun shining, and that's good. Definitely a thumbs up on that. So hopefully it'll be a good day for absolutely everybody. Thumbs up for that. Today is therapy day, and I'm starting a trifle late, so yay. Hopefully I'll be able to do some recording for later on in the afternoon. Afterward, it's always a bit up in the air for motivation and stuff after therapy because it pulls stuff up. Not in a bad way, but it pulls stuff up. You gotta talk about things. And I do not have a ton of things on my list over here because, again, not a whole lot happening. I mean, we're all in kind of holding pattern, survival mode because of the whole pandemic. So you got to do what you got to do. You got to be as creative as you can, but you got to be as safe as you can as well, physically as well as mentally. So please don't do anything that would jeopardize yourself. Definitely a thumbs up on that. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, and there's some people that have jobs that are just inherently dangerous. I mean, if you work as a line person on high power lines, they don't shut power lines off for you to go and fix them. If you're one of those that gets dropped off on a line, you're on live power lines. You're wearing a metal suit, a Faraday cage to keep you safe, dangling hundreds of feet above the ground. Thumbs up for that. Gotta do what you can do. But on the side here, one of the things I wanted to talk about, because it's still a thing, there's this whole thing that started on TikTok with this super straight, they say, oh, it's my sexuality. I have chosen to be super straight, and I'm only attracted to cis people of the opposite sex because I don't feel that trans people are actually who they are. I'm not transphobic, that's just my sexuality. And it's like, okay, the fact that you've said you don't feel that trans people are who they are just shows that the whole thing is just transphobia with a new coat of face paint. So good job. You're super transphobic, and if you think it's funny or you want to be a part of that, then please, you know where the unsub button is. Don't follow, don't watch. Transphobia sucks. And this is just being transphobic. Punching down on people who just want to live is never a good idea. And if you engage in that, I don't want to engage with you. Punching down is not good. These are people that just want to live, and making fun of people and hurting people for just wanting to live. No, not funny. So that's my whole take on this whole super straight thing. It's like, yeah, take the transphobia and go burn. So there. I have now addressed the controversy, and that's my take on the whole thing. So, going on to something that is much more pleasant though. In November of 2020 in Korea, South Korea, they had a baseball team that won a game, and for a championship trophy, they got a giant sword. And that's awesome. I think that we should normalize swords much more often in regular culture as just a good thing. Yes, it's a weapon. Yes, it is essentially designed to take out people. But that's okay. I mean, there is self-defense, and there's nothing wrong with being prepared for self-defense. Sometimes you're not going to be able to defend yourself, no matter how prepared you are. There was this one video I watched of a highly trained self-defense person who would teach somebody, and he watched a video and said, what would I do differently? Because there was a guy standing in line at like an ATM thing, got some money, and the guy behind him came up fast with a knife, bam, 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 down and not alive anymore, and taken the money. And he said, if that had been me, same thing would have happened. When somebody comes at you fast and unexpected, it doesn't matter how prepared or strong you are, you're gonna go down. But if you are prepared and you can protect yourself, not a bad idea, and swords work at that. But even not as a self-defense thing, swords are just awesome. They are cool. I have seen pictures of people with swords. I've had swords in the past. Swords are cool. And as I've seen a couple posts, it's like, they should normalize giving swords at weddings, and normalize giving swords as all sorts of things. And yeah, we should normalize giving swords as championship trophies. Definitely a thumbs up on that. There are some nice looking swords out there. Definitely a good thing. Yes, they are designed to kill, but unless you've got a huge army, you're not going to be able to go through and do mass killings with a sword. Not one person. Now, also on the sides on my little topics list, I had mentioned before how I got my back pillow in the way. There's holes in the backs of chairs like this. They're hard to see because I can't move it well and all that. And I'd mentioned before how it's like, gosh, what are the real reasons for that? If you just take out the material magically, you punch holes in them like that, and suddenly you could make 11 chairs, whereas you used to be able to make just 10. I mean, the backs of the chairs. But the thing is, some people in comments said there are good reasons to have holes in the back, and there are. It is true, there are good reasons to do that. I mean, purely on a balance level. The more material you have up high at the upper extremities of a thing, the higher the point of gravity, center of gravity, the balance point. You get it up too high and you're going to have balance problems, and your chair is going to naturally fall backwards at the slightest tap. So yeah, modifying that, putting a hole on each side is not going to largely affect the structural integrity of the chair. And it'll bring the center of balance down so that if there was a balance issue, now there isn't. Valid reasons for putting holes in the chair. It's just that coincidentally, while they're doing all these good things, now they can make 11 chair backs with the resources that it used to cost to make 10. Coincidentally? Don't know that I'd actually bet money on that. So there are good and valid reasons for putting holes in the chairs. And at the same time, suddenly you can make 11, whereas you used to be able to make only 10. Profit from nothing. But that's just coincidental, and I'm quite sure it has nothing to do with any of the decisions. I'm not a business person. I don't make chairs. And on the side of the list here, there is also, I've talked before about where we are in our galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy, and we have been able to determine that at the centers of larger galaxies like ours, Milky Way galaxy, not a huge galaxy, the Andromeda galaxy that you can see in the sky, I have no ideas where, but you can see it. Even as distant as it is, it can be seen with the naked eye. No details, just a bit of a fuzzy blur in the sky. That's much larger than our galaxy. But even though We live in a galaxy. We have been discovering more and more that, in the center of galaxies, it's not a pleasant place at all. I don't think any life at all could exist there because, number one, so many stars, and that's a lot of hard radiation. But number two, at the center of galaxies, at least from medium on up, the middle of our galaxies are supergiant black holes. And everything is just rotating around that massive black hole. So, we got massive black holes in the centers of all of our galaxies. Which I was going to be talking about a different thing, infinities and what infinity is, but it was mostly from a philosophical standpoint because I'm not a mathematician. But there is a difference between an infinite amount of something and a non-infinite amount of something, and I don't know that we've really seen an infinite number of anything in our universe because they are so different. Non-infinite numbers and once you reach infinite, because you can't just add one to something to eventually make it infinite, because if you can add one to it, it's not infinite. It will never be infinite because you can always make it a bit bigger by adding one to it. But something that's infinite is limitless. So if you have an infinite amount of something, no matter how much you take from that, you cannot give it a limit. It is limitless. So no matter how much you take from that infinite amount, an infinite amount remains. We don't even see infinite gravity. I mean, there is gravity we cannot escape from in a black hole. But that's not infinite gravity. That's just you reach the event horizon and our physics just breaks down. That's why it's singularity. It is trapped behind the event horizon. Our physics breaks down entirely. So it's not even an infinite gravity because it's broken. We don't know what physics is in there. That's like with the singularity from before the Big Bang. The Big Bang, of course, was the name given to the event by someone who wanted to make fun of it and was ridiculing the idea. Now it's just an accepted term. And of course, you still have those people that even now, even though we know that and have always known that the universe did not explode from nothing, there was something. Just something we don't understand. Our physics does not work to explain it. So it did not explode out of nothing. There was something, but time itself, what we perceive as time in our universe, is an intrinsic part of our universe. So no, time did not exist before the Big Bang because time was created by the Big Bang. Again, time as we can understand it, because everything before that, there was something. But our physics cannot explain it. And we are part of physics. We can't understand what's not us. I mean, we can do our best. We can try. But that's like, imagine those colors that lobsters and shrimp can see. Because we can see 3 primary colors. They can see 13 or more. You can't imagine that. We're trapped within just the 3-color cage. Just like this, we can't imagine what the thing has happened before this, because we are this. So thumbs up on that. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. I'm not reading the comments right now. I'm going to read them afterward. Thumbs up each one I do. Answer as many as I can. But for right now, I'm just thanking you for having left a comment. Good, bad, indifferent. You took the time. You expended the calories. Thank you very much. If I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker. And even though I count American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand with my depression, fibro, ADHD, and more, I'm sometimes like I can remember anything at all. Thumbs up for that. Oh, excuse me. Calling up my Chrome, we have Ben Arrington, thumbs up and thank you. Paulo Garcia, thumbs up. We have Jesse Oof, greatly appreciated. Hooba Dooba, thank you very, very much. Leo Highlander, greatly appreciated. Adorable Goblin, thumbs up and thank you. And then a name all in looks like Cyrillic. I've never known how to pronounce that. I could Google it. And we have Fargron, thumbs up and thank you. Emmett Swibes, greatly appreciated. King Dragon 13, thumbs up. We have Jeff, greatly appreciated. Martin Titman, thumbs up and thank you. Colin Reisner, greatly appreciated. Melissa R, good to see you in the comments. Ashcan, thumbs up. We have Bisney TM, greatly appreciated. Inside Jokes, greatly appreciated as well. Alyssa, thumbs up and thank you. Tom Flat, thumbs up. We have Destroying Troy, thumbs up and thank you. Ricky Bettini with the daily reminder to live every day to the fullest. I have no ideas if I did 21 properly. I could have skipped. Beatrice, thumbs up and thank you. We have Sebastian Ferris, greatly appreciated, and Ice Damon, greatly appreciated. Each and every one of you. You get me out of my head into the world dealing with real people. If only in text, greatly appreciated. Definitely a thumbs up. And if you could check out my various links down below, I have Twitter, Facebook, Patreon.com. If you could become a Patreon.com patron, like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. If you'd like to help me out without sending money through the patronage, I have a PayPal link down below. If you'd like to help me out without sending money, I have an Amazon wishlist link as well with things like cat food, hamster bedding, silly things, not silly things. If you could check it out, that would be very, very cool. Do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled. And if you cannot donate or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest. So thank you very much. If you could toss me a like, I appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. A definite thumbs up. And of course, if you could hit the notification bell on the subscription button, that would be very, very cool. A definite thumbs up on that. Well, hokey smokes. And the, oh no, the horse head of encouragement is wearing a lobster hat, just as its brother and compatriot has done. What will this mean for us and for the horse head of encouragement that now wears a lobster hat? I don't know, but hopefully it does not bode poorly for the human race in its entirety. And of course, Black Lives Matter, good golly Miss Molly, and please, during these hard times, try to be as safe and creative as you possibly can. A very good thing. So, if you don't have to go out, please don't go out, but if you do, wear a mask, wash your hands, try not to touch your face, maintain your social distancing, be as safe as you can. Please. It would definitely be a good thing. So, I got therapy today, so I got to get this all done up and quickly. Here's hoping. So you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is a very good thing.